Three. Hey, top of the morning to ya, and happy St. Patty's Day.
I got my music going. I got some Dropkick Murphys.
You got the
I'm ready to go.
yeah. Is your leprechaun running around the
I don't know.
house?
I don't even know how to shut this off. Alexa, stop. But you know what I do have? I didn't have any Guinness because I'm leaving. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm out. I'm off this whole week. I'm not working this whole week. Luke's got spring break, but I am a solo man today. And
Whoa.
yeah, I got to meet my boys over at the Celts in McKinney, taking an Uber, safety first. But
Right.
I don't have Guinness, but I'm going to drink this today. My Festival of Darkness Imperial Stout brewed with crunch berries. So you got a little breakfast and you got a little beer. We're
And,
going to make it happen.
and nothing goes better than breakfast and beer.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, and
Or maybe a little soda bread with it. So soda bread is so good.
well, you dip it in the beer is what you
Yeah.
do. You just,
Yeah.
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 No, I'm excited. This is the second year in a row I've been kid free, which is unusual on St. Patrick's Day. So,
See, all your wishes are coming true.
yeah, it's going to be bad. I'm going to change. I got a whole outfit, but we had to do the show.
You know,
So,
I don't know what percentage of the country is Irish, but St. Patty's Day, everybody gets to the swing of things. It's some I remember, back in Chicago, man,
well,
St. Patrick's Day, huge, huge. When they dye the river green,
yep.
uh, the Shamrock Shuffle, and I mean, I was looking. There is a list of St. Patrick's Day runs. Now, it's not always on St. Patrick's Day
No,
because St. Patrick's Day is one of those that it is always officially on the 17th of March.
yeah.
But as we do in this country, it could be a week early, it could be a week later or so. But the Shamrock Shuffle, which interestingly enough is an 8K, which is an unusual distance, 8K, which is about what is about 8 miles, or wait, 8K, 5K would be 3 miles, so
Yeah,
about
yeah.
four something miles.
It's not too bad.
They get 35,000 runners for that every year.
Jesus.
And I think one of the reasons is beer at the
Oh,
finish
yeah,
line.
of course. Well, the thing is, you know what? I'm still very disappointed every year. You would think by now, living in Texas this long, that I would not be as disappointed, but I am. I don't. Yes, there's some great Irish pubs, and yeah, Lower Greenville does the Slop Fest, parade,
Right.
but they always do it the week before. I'm not used to that because back home, yeah, we maybe some of the bars were like, we're going to capitalize on this. We're going to do it. If St. Patrick's Day's on a Thursday, well, then you just do it on Thursday. But if St. Patrick's Day's on a Monday, we're going to do it on that Saturday. But then the bars are still packed on the day of.
Right.
Here in Texas, they don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day nearly as hard as we do up north at all. So, man, I'm so disappointed. Half the stores don't even have the decorations. And I can speak because I've gone to look for some. Dollar store does, but like Walmart's, which who wants to go there anyway? But like Target, very little. They don't do it. And then when I talk about like, guys, what are you doing for St. Patrick's Day? They're like, oh, when is it? I'm like, it's the same day. It's the 7th. Like, so I am disappointed at it, but doesn't mean that I don't go hard. And there are some great places to get some good Irish breakfast, some great food. I mean, you got to get the corned beef, right? You got to get the corned
Right.
beef.
Corned beef and cabbage.
You got
Yep.
to get the Guinness. You got to get the JMO. You got to get the, Irish coffees. And then you just kind of stumble around until you go to bed.
Yep. And the green beer. McDonald's
Ugh.
comes out with the green shakes.
Shamrock Shake. Luke and I have already gotten two.
Yep.
That's our tradition. And usually on St. Patrick's Day, if I have him, That's what we do. We go get a Shamrock Shake. Sometimes I make the corned beef, sometimes I don't. And we just kind of I'll get them a bag of green M&Ms. And we just hang out. And I remember not last year, 2 years ago. I don't remember. We went to McDonald's and it was really hot out on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, it was like 78 degrees, 80 degrees. And we sat in the back of my car, popped the trunk open, put on Irish music, and just ate our Shamrock Shakes. We had a blast, you know? Now, last year I had a little different experience, and then this year I'm going to have an even different one.
The yeah, I mean the now you're in the booze business. So what are some of are there traditional drinks and everything for St. Patrick's Day in the beer and the wine categories as well as the hard stuff?
Well, you got to look at your king, right? Guinness is king. Guinness is king. Now, then you have some other Irish dry stouts, like Sullivan's is an Irish dry stout. That's really good. There's some local guys that make some beers. There's the Irish Goodbye, which is an Irish red ale. Red ales are good. You got Harp, you got Smithwick's, classics like that. You got some ciders in there as well. Don't forget some, Magners, things like that. Those are the ones. Jameson, obviously.
Yeah.
But then there's other Irish whiskeys too that you can Tullamore Dew. I'm a Tullamore Dew fan. You just don't get it a lot. Everybody goes with Jameson. So I like to mix it up on St. Patrick's Day and start off in the morning with my Jameson and breakfast and then go to Tullamore Dew. But yeah, and as far as wine goes, I mean, who's drinking wine on St. Patrick's Day?
I was going to
Like
say, are there Irish wines?
I'm sure there are. And my buddy Paul, I should ask him. I don't sell any Irish wine at all. Out of all the wine I have, I don't sell any.
Well, when I was in college, we drank Richard's Wild Irish Rose wine,
Guys, don't do that.
which
Don't
was
do that.
which was just flavored water.
Now they did do it last year, and they've done it for years. They haven't done it this year, but you guys are familiar with 19 Crimes. I'm sure you've seen that wine everywhere. Snoop Dogg's on it. You've seen it everywhere. They used to do a 19 Crimes St. Patrick's Day edition, and it was an
Oh,
all green bottle, and the mugshot on there was of some Irish criminal, or somebody that got arrested. Um, they're not doing that this year, though. They didn't do it.
interesting.
But
Well,
yeah, so
and
it's
and
good.
and one of the first alcohol-free beers around was from O'Doul's.
Ugh. Yeah, but that's not even Irish.
Well, it's got an
That's
Irish name.
yeah, it doesn't. I think Anheuser-Busch makes that or some crap, garbage. No proper Irishman is drinking that, and I'm not Irish, but I'm not drinking that crap.
No, so-
We don't sell that anymore.
well, they used to be one of the few. Now there's
They were one of the
plenty.
few.
There's
They,
plenty that are
yeah, they
out
were
there.
one of the OGs. You know what's a good, guys? I'm not making fun of people that don't drink. That's not what I'm doing. You know what's a great NA beer? Guinness. They have a Guinness NA. It comes in a 4 pack. It's a nitro. It's got the widget, so when you crack it open, you dump it in, and you can see it cascade. And I'm going to tell you right now, it tastes very, very, very comparable to regular Guinness. It is good. It is really good.
See, you heard it first right here, folks.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind like mixing that in. Like, hey, I need a break, but I want to be part of the party. Just give me an NA Guinness. My
Well,
buddy, my good buddy that I have back home doesn't really drink that much anymore, if ever. So for something like that for him, and his birthday's on St. Patrick's Day, so happy birthday, Ken. Um,
well,
that's it was great when he did drink though, but I respect him for not drinking. He's come a long way. He's an amazing dude. But that would be great for him to do and celebrate.
well, you can always wash down your NA Guinness with a shot of Jameson.
Yeah. I mean, that's not really drinking anyway. It's like mouthwash. Look, all I know is, guys, here we're making the best out of it. Downtown McKinney is going all out. And you got the Celt Irish Pub, phenomenal place, but every
Yep.
other pub, Union Bear, everything, and it's all in walking distance. So we're going to Uber there, and then we're going to schedule an Uber, and we'll just hope they show up after that. But
And I highly recommend if one of the specials of the day is corned beef and cabbage, get it. You know,
absolutely. Oh,
that's a great meal. And that's a really an easy meal to make at home too.
yeah, it is. Luke and I did it couple about 3 years ago. We would do it almost every year. He
Yep.
didn't like the cabbage very much, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing either. I just eat it.
But
But
once a
the
year it works.
but the corned beef,
Yeah.
God, it's good. So
Well, hey, listen, it's a great holiday, and on this holiday, this day, everybody's Irish. Yes, there you go.
we're gonna open it
Hey,
up, baby.
yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna leave you with a quote, and I love doing accents, and an Irish accent is one of my favorites. So let me say, for each petal on the shamrock, we would like to wish you on your way good health, good luck, and happiness for today and every day. From right here at Trash Talk, you all come back and see us again next week. Bye.